head towards the shelf in the hall and randomly grab a hardback book that is big enough to conceal the envelope. Dust flies everywhere because Mum isn't the kind of woman who cleans to relax. It falls open on a well-thumbed page. Anxiety disorders in teenagers, reads the chapter heading. Since Dad walked out on us when I was 14, Mum has become our responsibility. Look after your mother, Dad always used to say when he dropped us back home from a weekend at his house after they split up 7 years ago. Note, I never called his house home. The first time he said this, Max, who was only 11 at the time, told him to fuck off. He didn't like the implication that we didn't look after Mum, or the fact that the person saying it was responsible for causing the pain that meant she needed looking after. Dad told Max not to be so rude, but it sounded half-hearted. And besides, Max had started crying as soon as the words were out of his mouth. Sometimes back then, Dad cried too, and I had to comfort him. Things have been calmer over the past 4 years, or at least, I thought they were, until this letter. I head into the toilet and lock the door behind me. It's designed so you can open it from the outside if necessary. There are 4 holes above the lock where the old bolt used to be. I peer through one of these to check Mum is still in the kitchen. It's an old habit because I used to spend a lot of time in here. It was the one place no one could disturb me. At least I no longer check the lock 3 times. Reviewing myself in the mirror, I see my face reflect the gravity of the situation back to me. When I'm emotional, my lips always go cartoon rubbery. I run my finger across the hole at the bottom right-hand corner of the mirror where there is a tiny slice of glass missing. My fault. But let's not go into that now. The mirror came from the house in Norfolk where we used to go on holiday when we were children. Back in the day, as Mum says breezily, she is all about living in the present, even though she has spent the best part of a decade involved in the same clinical trial. I turn my face from side to side to let the light fall on it at different angles and tousle my fringe and short dark hair in an effort to appear effortless in a French sort of way. Kit likes it like this. In fact, I think it's fair, if miraculous, to say that Kit likes pretty much everything about me. The timing of this parcel isn't great because he is about to arrive to meet Mum for the first time. She's been angling for an introduction since I first started going out with him 8 months ago, but I wanted to wait until I was completely sure about him. I close the loo seat and sit down. I'm not proud of what I do next, but who hasn't done the wrong thing for the right reasons at least once in their life? I honestly thought this would be the end of something, not the beginning. I carefully peel off the sellotape and the padded manila envelope flaps open. I just knew Lisa wouldn't have licked it. She's as careless with things as she is with people. I breathe in and out as deep as I can, one hand holding the envelope, the other resting on my diaphragm as it rises to make sure that my abdominal muscles are contracting properly on the in-breath. I know more about breathing than any yoga teacher. In my defense, I should say that at this moment I did try to reseal it with the same piece of sellotape that I had peeled off a second ago. Privacy is a big issue for me, and there was no doubting who was meant to be opening it. Rosie Foss. It still surprised me to see Mum's surname, because until my parents got divorced, we all shared the same one. At the beginning, Max and I made a big thing of this. We wanted to become Foss so she wasn't alone with her new name like she was alone with everything else. It felt strange to no longer have the same surname as my closest living relative, but Mum argued, quite convincingly, that she had been Rosie Foss for most of her life before she married Dad, and that at work she had always kept her maiden name. Max politely pointed out that just for the record, at 39 years old, with 2 children, Mum most definitely wasn't a maiden. Mum had cracked up at this. Max doesn't have to try to be a light person. He was built that way. I think about all this as I keep trying to stick the envelope back down. But of course, Lisa has used cheap sellotape. She's always dropping hints about how she and Dad don't have enough money, which annoys me so much because Mum has always worked so hard and Lisa hasn't had a job since she moved in with Dad. Part-time yoga teacher doesn't really cut it. Irritation makes me clumsy and the letter emerges tantalizingly from the top of the envelope so that I can see the uneven line of huge kisses beneath Lisa's signature. I pull it out, taking care not to crease the flimsy paper. It's 2 pages long when it could have been 1, but Lisa's scrawl is big and confident.